Mondstadt has so many windmills, doesn't it?
Well, the city is built above water, so it probably relies on windmills to draw the water upwards.
That's correct. The winds blow through Mondstadt all year, so this supply of water is very stable. Also, the windmills are what they call visible winds, and wind chimes are called the audible winds. Paimon guesses they can be thought of as mascots and prayers to the animal Archon for protection.
Ah, mascots. So, like you then, Paimon?
No, not at all! They're made of wood, and you can't eat them in an emergency either, because all you'll do is grind your teeth down.
I don't know what to say to that. I've heard that if you give tavern owners a considerable tip, they'll be willing to share some information on the down low.
You mean the angels share? But Master D-Luke seems like a very rich man. How big a tip is considerable anyway?
Huh. Maybe I might have heard wrong. Or maybe I might have heard this rumor in another world.
You sure have been to many worlds, haven't you? Cider Lake never freezes, no matter what time of year it is. The best apple ciders in Mondstadt can only be made using the fresh water from this lake. It really does taste great. Paimon could drink 2 big bottles in a second.
Wow. With your size, I can't believe that you can drink that much liquid and not explode like an animo slime.
Paimon has a special stomach just for tasty drinks.
Huh. I guess the world really is a big place. So many things to consider.
Paimon finds that hard work hardly works here in Mondstadt.
Why do you say that?
Just look at Huffman from the Knights of Favonius. He does his best at his duties every day. But the ever-relaxed Captain Kaya is his boss.
But isn't Jean, who works the hardest, the acting Grand Master?
Well, how about this then? Venti's the god of Mondstadt, and he's the laziest of them all.
So here in Mondstadt, sure would be nice to spend a night at the Goth Grand Hotel.
Paimon thinks so too. The rooms are sure to be big and clean.
Still, I've heard Mr. Goth say that they've had all kinds of strange problems ever since the Fatui moved in. The electro-sissons that their mages brought in attracted a lot of dust with static electricity, which ended up killing a lot of those sissons. Then, someone mixed up the mist grass pollen and the pepper, and the agents ended up brawling amongst themselves, each insisting that the other owed them money for wine.
Hang in there, Goth Grand Hotel.
Everyone says that Mondstadt is the land of the wind. But I wonder which direction the seasonal winds come from.
Why don't we ask Venti?
He'll probably just dodge the question with a or something.
True. The animal Archon is just a tone-deaf bard. What does he know about the wind?
So here in Mondstadt, alchemy is practiced out on the streets?
Is that so strange?
In many of the worlds I've been to in the past, alchemy has always been a secretive art. Watching alchemy being practiced as a part of daily life is like being in a world where people all have 3 stomachs.
Paimon thinks only having 1 stomach is weird.
Are you serious?
What do you think?
Tevat's day and night both seem particularly short. The skies here are full of stars, but they aren't the same as the ones back home. I wonder if the fates of people from Tevat are also related to their constellations.
Oh? Do you know how to read the stars too? That's amazing! Not a lot of people outside Sumeru can do it. Paimon's curious. Come on, do a reading for me, quick!
the night sky pictured on Paimon's cape flows with the light of many stars, and also of the deep ocean. The movement of these stars tells me that, in, say, 7 days from now,
In 7 days what?
something good or something bad might occur.
Right. Your theory sounds as rock solid as a geoslime. And about as brainy, too.
On the way back to Mondstadt after rescuing Dvalin, we finally got to see one of the 7 Archons, didn't we? It was interesting to see what kind of god he was.
Haven't we known Venti for quite a while now?
As Venti, yes. But still, this was the first time that we got to see him as the Animo Archon Barbados. Normally, he hides his true divinity behind the facade of a bard. What does freedom really mean when demanded of you by a god? That was the question that he asked Dvalin. I'm still contemplating that. You know?
Mondstadt is full of wide plains and rolling hills. People say that when Barbados made this land, he used the storm to flatten the cliffs and valleys.
Still, it looks like he missed a few spots.
Like Star Snatch Cliff?
Exactly. On the map, it almost looks as if it was meant to be the apex of a vertical structure, but ended up at the wrong orientation.
What's an apex? Paimon's heard that couplets are a traditional art form in Liyue. If you can write a line that works as a second half to one that someone else has written, you'll be well paid. But linking the couplet is hard, so it's not easy money. Not only does the rhythm need to match, but the meaning has to as well.
Care to give an example?
Wind rises, winds never churn.
But the sea of clouds always return.
Huh, not bad. Let's not waste time here. We've got some money to make. There's a saying of Rex Lapis that's commonly used here in Liyue. Paimon thinks its rough meaning is don't play with your money. It's because the first Mora were minted from his golden form and given to humans in trust.
Kaya sure seems to enjoy playing with his money.
And that's why you shouldn't learn from him.
Well, as a child, I was taught not to play with my food.
Yup. You've got to respect your food. What are you looking at Paimon for? Walk in 7 clockwise circles, then walk in 7 anti-clockwise circles. Then open your eyes.
Are you sleepwalking?
Nope. Paimon is just trying to see if that antique shop from Heart's Desire actually exists.
Well, assuming that a shop in a story does exist, what would you like to buy, Paimon?
A slime creator.
Does such a thing even exist? Lately, some Guhua clan disciples have been retelling an ancient story.
The Guhua clan, huh? Paimon bets it's a heroic story.
Several female disciples decided to partake of a contest of arms to see who would marry their male junior, and he approved.
Ooh, Paimon's heard this one. In Liyue, they call this a joust for a spouse.
But the night before the contest, he stole the eldest disciple's favorite sword.
Ah, so he wanted her to lose. Poor girl.
I know, right? Forced to use a sword she wasn't used to, the eldest disciple suffered a crushing defeat. Unable to accept this result, she fell to her knees and wept.
Oh no, she must have really loved him, right?
In the end, she was forced to marry him in front of everyone.
Wait, Wait, so the loser had to marry him? Did you know the reeds in Dihua Marsh are common materials used in making paper? The solid reed cores are used to make pens, while the hollow part is used to make flutes. It's all very sophisticated. Over the years, many heroes and swordsmen have also chosen Dihua Marsh as the location of their duels. The more reeds, the more elegant the place. But in places where the reeds are the thickest, the water can be quite deep. So there are a lot of unlucky duelists who fall in and drown while the duel is on.
Huh. And what's my takeaway from all of this supposed to be?
Don't get into a fight in Dihua Marsh. Paimon's heard that in Liyue, people call the crane the gentleman bird.
And do you know why that is?
Paimon's not quite sure.
Well then, let me tell you about the story of the lucky crane repaying its debts. A long, long time ago, there was a kind-hearted scholar who saved a lucky crane that had fallen into a trap. Later, on a cold winter's night, a beautiful maiden came to his door asking to lodge with him. The maiden shouldered a great sword on her back and taught all that she knew of swordsmanship to the scholar, supervising him as he studied day and night.
Wow!
Once he had finished his training, he went out into the wilds with the maiden to do good and fight for justice. 10 years later, the lucky crane took the form of a gentleman and finally came to return the favor, but discovered the couple had already lived out a fortuitous life. And that's the story known as the gentleman's 10-year debt.
Ah!
Rumor has it that Jueyun Karst is the abode of the Adepti.
Wow! The abode of the Adepti.
Perhaps we'll meet the Adepti on those cloud-piercing mountain peaks.
Wow! Meeting Adepti!
But I wonder, how would one normally communicate with the Adepti?
Wow! Communicating with Adepti!
My emergency rations seem to be going bad. Best to consume them quickly.
Ahem! Well, Paimon thinks that shouting from the mountaintop should work.
That seems more like a way for getting the attention of a hilly churl instead of an adeptus.
If you want to adventure together with Benny's adventure team, you have to come prepared. Domains are very dangerous, so you should always take care to double and triple check your supplies in advance. Paimon's heard that the Adventurers Guild has compiled a list of 463 different ways of dying in these domains. If Bennett got you killed by accident, Paimon and Bennett would never forgive ourselves.
Why am I the only one dying here?
Well, that's because according to the numbers, Paimon can avoid 322 causes of death just by floating.
I suddenly don't feel like exploring these domains. I've heard that Albert, being the leader of Barbara's fan club, sometimes gets bumps and bruises on purpose so that he can go to the cathedral to see her.
Paimon feels the Knights of Avonia should keep a closer watch on weirdos like that.
But it seems that a month later, Albert discovered that Bennett was managing to see Barbara far more than he was. On second thought, Bennett does have the natural advantage when it comes to getting injured.
What is this? A Let's Bother Barbara contest? Barbara's really popular, isn't she?
Well, she is the idol of the people of Mondstadt.
Come to think of it, Paimon doesn't really know what an idol is.
It's an occupation in which one's work is to be cute, be well-loved, and earn a boatload of mora.
Isn't that the same thing as being a mascot?
That's one way to put it. Lisa and Amber feel a bit like sisters.
Huh?
Amber often runs errands for Lisa. Older siblings asking their younger siblings to do things for them so they can slack off is a rather common practice. But my brother and I are the same age, so we had to decide these things via rock, paper, scissors.
Whoa! So doesn't that make you my younger sister?
What do you mean?
Well, since Paimon floats, you're the only one who can run any errands.
Seriously? Paimon, have you ever seen what Kaya looks like under that eye patch?
Nope.
So it would seem that he never takes it off.
Actually, Paimon already knows why.
Oh?
He must be hiding some big secret.
Really? A secret?
See, Kaya heads out for assignments more than anyone else. So the skin under that eye patch has to be way lighter than the rest of him.
So if he ever takes that eye patch off...
He'll definitely become the butt of everyone's jokes. Maybe he'll even get a weird nickname. Like, say, Pasty Eye.
Guess he didn't need to take it off to get a weird nickname.
It's time for Paimon's Little Life Tips.
Little life tips?
In Mondstadt, if there's something you can't fix, or there's something you can't get clean no matter what you do, if you ever run into something you can't handle yourself, you just need to shout this name into the skies. Noel! And everything that's troubling you will be swept away in an instant.
So this is one of the tricks to living in Mondstadt. Pretty impressive.
Fischl makes a very unique impression, doesn't she?
How so?
Well, she travels together with a talking raven for starters.
Well, I'm traveling with you. It's not all that different. Still, Oz can also translate for Fischl. You, on the other hand.
What? Paimon's way better than some bird.
How so?
Well, at least Paimon doesn't need wings to fly.
Speaking of Fischl, she also claims to be a visitor from another world. We're similar in that way. We even bring a pet along with us.
Pet? Now wait just a minute here.
But her raven Oz, he looks cool and is polite to boot. More importantly, he can both scout and fight. Very useful indeed. Maybe I should make arrangements with Fischl to trade companions once in a while for, say, a week or two at a time. It should be quite interesting.
Hey! Doesn't Paimon get a say in this? How do you become as popular and cool as Captain Beto?
With enough experience?
Paimon's already seen lots of things from adventuring together with you.
One also needs to experience trials and setbacks.
Paimon almost drowned that one time.
And maintain an inspirational disposition.
Uh-huh. Paimon's always rooted for you.
One must also have a mature outlook towards problems.
Hey, are you just trying to say that Paimon can't make it? Come on, Paimon will teach you how to fly. 3, 2, 1.
Paimon's gone. Well, whatever. I'm tired. Let's just sit here for a bit. I'm flying with you in my heart.
What sort of slime do you like the most?
Cryo slimes, I think. You feel cold just getting close to them. You'll need that sort of thing in summer.
That's very practical, as expected of a traveler.
What about you, Paimon?
Paimon likes them all. They're all very tasty.
Tasty, huh?
Turning slimes into bubbly, lovely, jubbly meals is the Paimon special.
Well then. I suppose that's one more thing I can eat before you become emergency rations, huh, Paimon?
Paimon would rather not be on that list at all.
Do you think that we're too harsh on the hilly churls?
Well, sometimes we really do seem like children who just can't resist kicking the hornet's nest.
I think we're doing more than just kicking it.
Paimon doesn't feel so good.
What's the matter?
Paimon hasn't opened a treasure chest in so long. If this keeps up, ooh.
If this keeps up, you'll one day get caught in a hunting trap with a single Mora as bait.
Hey! Paimon floats, so that'll never work. Wow, we've really had a lot of good food recently, haven't we? You know what they say, have food, will travel.
Won't you be unable to fly if you get fat?
Nope, Paimon never gets fat.
Huh.
So Paimon demands more food.
Ever eating, but never growing. Don't you fail as emergency rations then?
Yeah. Well, it sure doesn't look like you have any other candidates, so you'll have to make do with Paimon. Which do you like more, cats or dogs?
I prefer Paimon.
Aw, that's cheating. Wait, no, Paimon's not a pet. We should get something tasty to eat. But Paimon doesn't want to have to go get it.
Shall we decide with a game of rock, paper, scissors then?
Ooh, okay.
Great. All right, ready? Rock, paper...
Super Paimon Tornado!
What?
Paimon's been working so hard recently. Any ideas on how to relax?
Sleeping?
Sleeping's boring.
Reading?
Paimon will get dizzy.
Okay. Having a chat with some friends?
But those are all things that require thinking. And not thinking is more relaxing.
And thus, the Paimon paradox, famed in the histories of philosophy in Tibet, was put forth. Liyue's cuisine is very different from that of Mondstadt. For example, in Mondstadt, you can hardly find spicy fried dishes anywhere.
That's why they say climate creates cuisine, you know? But wait, why do all of Tibet's slimes taste the same then?
That's because you only know one way of cooking them.
Wow, a weasel thief's backpack can really hide a lot of Mora.
Well, it's because weasels by nature enjoy collecting shiny objects.
Paimon's heard that the origin of the weasel thieves has something to do with the treasure hoarders. Also, aren't crows the type to collect shinies as well? Paimon wonders if Oz has a secret stash of Mora that he collects behind Fischl's back.
Well, now that you mention it, Paimon, I wonder, do you have...
Nope. Nothing here. You won't find any Mora in Paimon's shoes. No way.
Paimon, have you ever read Vera's Melancholy before?
Well, it sure sounds familiar.
That book's pretty popular, and I've heard that the author made a tidy sum off of it.
Paimon would love to make lots and lots of Mora. It's decided then. Paimon will write an adventure story as well.
A Tale of Adventure by Paimon?
Correct. It'll be a story in which the brave traveler defeats the dragon, saves the world, and then sits down with her reliable companion for 10 servings of sticky honey roast.
10?
Uh-huh. A happy ending attracts the readers after all. It's decided. decided then. We'll call it Paimon's Happiness.
Wait, what?
Have you ever had one of those super scary nightmares?
I've dreamt of falling through endless darkness without a wind glider. I've also dreamt of my brother walking away from me while I'm unable to catch up to him no matter how fast I run. He tells me that I've come too late.
Oh, yours are quite different from the ones that Paimon's had. Paimon's scariest dream was being eaten by a super giant slime.
I wonder where those treasure-chasing Seelie come from.
Maybe they grow out of the ground. Or maybe they fall from trees. Well, Paimon doesn't know where they come from, but where there are Seelie, treasure's not far away.
Still, why do I feel a certain sadness every time they touch those treasures? No, it's probably just my imagination.
Well, if you don't want the treasure, Paimon can hang on to it for you, free of charge. Has anyone left a big impression on you during our recent travels? For Paimon, that's Sarah.
Timmy.
Huh? Why him?
His face comes to mind every time I've eaten a sweet madame recently. Really makes it hard to chow down.
You learn new things so quickly. You've already got such a good grasp of Tevat's language.
You're a good teacher, Paimon. Who knows? Maybe the quality of your nasty nicknames will improve someday. What monster made the deepest impression on you?
Monsters, huh? Probably ruin guards.
Does a ruin guard really count as a monster? It's more like a machine.
Paimon thinks that you can call anything that causes us trouble and needs to be defeated a monster. Just like how we call anything that can be hunted prey.
Is that so? Well then, I think I'm finally able to classify you now, Paimon.
Huh? What do you mean?
You can be hooked and reeled in. Therefore, you're a fish.
Hey, do that again! You know, that thing!
Which one?
The one where you make your weapon disappear with a swish, and then whoosh! You make it appear behind your back again!
Oh, that. Haven't you seen that a ton already?
But Paimon hasn't figured out how you do it yet. Could you explain it?
Well, can you explain how you suddenly appear in front of me and then disappear just as suddenly?
Well, Paimon seems to have always been able to do this, but Paimon doesn't know how.
Precisely. I believe that the art of putting my weapon away follows the same principle. Maybe it's this similarity that makes us such good friends.
What do you think of treasure chests?
I believe that they were left behind by great travelers who once passed this way. Every time I open one and look at its contents, I can feel a certain kinship with those who came before.
And that's how you get adventure experience. Oh.
Huh? Are there pigeons around?
No, Paimon's just hungry. What Paimon needs right now is a traveler who can whip up some delicious sticky honey roast. So, who's gonna be the lucky traveler? Paimon was not expecting to see Clockwork Mecha dancing. As dangerous as it is to get too close to them, it sure is nice to watch them from a distance. Imagine if they had ones that could sing and play musical instruments too! That'd be really cool.
Then you just need some mecha for the audience. And you'd have a show by Mecha for Mecha.
Somehow that's a pretty scary thought. Anyway, mecha are meant to do stuff, not sit there and watch a show. Oh, how about mecha that can paint? Paimon bets their paintings would look just like photos taken with a camera.
It sounds like you could just use a camera.
Oh, right, yeah, Paimon's brain stopped working. What about you? If you could make a clockwork mecha do anything at all, what would it be?
Travel guiding, perhaps. Bleep blorp, this is your guide bot speaking. Please go straight on at the next crossroads. Bloop blerp.
Paimon's just remembered how much training you need before you can own a clockwork mecha, and how expensive they are. Also, who knows if they even work outside of Fontaine? The best travel guide into Vat will not lose her job to some machine. At least not yet. People in the city keep telling us how Palais Mermonia is a super stressful place to work. But when we went to see it for ourselves, it seemed like hardly anyone works there. And the few people who do work there were hardly working. In fact, they looked like they didn't have a care in the world. What part of working there is supposed to be so stressful exactly?
Maybe the work they carry out is essential but insignificant.
How can something be both of those things at the same time?
Well, okay, so imagine that one day you suddenly forgot how to fly and fell to the ground.
That'll never happen. Flying's a piece of cake for Paimon.
Probably not, but just in case, we should make sure that there's a cart loaded with cushions ready to catch you at all times. The cart would have to be designed to withstand any environment and weather conditions, and the cushions would need to be soft enough to break your fall gently. It would need to be built from the sturdiest timber and strongest rope and packed with plenty of medical supplies and snacks. And all because keeping Paimon safe and sound is absolutely essential.
You really mean that? Aw, thanks! But there's really no need to go to all that trouble. Paimon's been flying for a really long time. There's no way Paimon's gonna suddenly drop out of the air, so you don't need to worry about it.
See? That's why it's insignificant. If it ever did happen, the consequences would be disastrous. Hence why it's essential to be prepared. But practically speaking, the chances of it happening are next to nothing. So it's insignificant at the same time. If someone in the Palais Mermonia was assigned a task like that, it'd be up to them to decide how busy they want to get. Chances are they'd probably just sit back and do nothing.
But what if Paimon really does forget how to fly one day? What's gonna happen when Paimon falls to the ground?
I'll be here to catch you no matter what. Because you're not essential but insignificant. You're the best travel companion ever.
Hey, so the valleys here are just bursting with shiny gemstones. This could be a huge opportunity for us. We should get digging ASAP. With any luck, we'll hit the jackpot, and we'll never have to worry about Mora again.
But how would you actually know when you've hit the jackpot? Can you even tell which stones are the valuable ones?
Well, Paimon just figured that the shinier the stone, the more valuable it is. Yeah, that should be about right.
You're starting to sound like an evil fairy tale dragon, hoarding all the shinies they can get their greedy claws on.
Except we're in Natland now, so instead of evil dragon, it's noble saurian! Oh, brave and cunning traveler, follow this noble saurian, for she shall lead you to the most precious gemstone in the entire world!
Great! Except she can't tell which stones are the valuable ones. So how's that gonna work?
Paimon's heard that everyone from the Collective of Plenty is built like a bricklayer.
Maybe you should go stay with them for a while. Grow those muscles out.
No, Paimon likes herself the way she is now.
Okay, then what about staying with the Flower Feather Clan instead? Their thing is flying. I bet they could help you sharpen your skills.
But isn't Paimon good enough at flying already?
Yeah, but then you'd be able to carry me when you fly.
Nope, not happening. How would that even be possible?
Well, if you had those muscles I talked about.
Oh, geez, not this again. For the last time, no! There are so many cute saurians in Natland! Paimon's gonna make friends with every single one.
Oh, someone sounds confident.
You bet! Paimon's got it all figured out!
Oh, you do, huh? Come on then. What's the secret to making Saurian friends?
It's really simple. First, you gotta sweet talk them. Show them you mean well so they relax their defenses. Then you gently pat them on the head. That makes them feel more comfortable around you. Last but not least, get them some good grub. The way to a Saurian's heart is through the stomach after all. What do you think? Solid plan, huh?
What do I think? I think that all of these tactics would also work really well on you, Paimon.
Would not! Paimon can't be won over by some cheap tricks.
Huh? Oh, you misunderstand. I meant to say that you're as cute as a baby Saurian.
Flattery? Really? You think that'll work on Paimon? Think again.
But I was being sincere, Paimon. How can I prove it to you? With some sweet madame, perhaps?
Wait, really? Sweet madame? Oh, heck yes! Paimon can totally go for some of that right now. What's with that smug look on your face? What, is Paimon missing something? Don't you think those masked warriors look super cool?
Yeah, really gives them an air of mystery.
Right? Don't you think Paimon should get in on this too? Put on a mask and win some wrestling matches with the Collective of Plenty? She could make a whole new name for herself. Paimon's even thought of some catchphrases. Get this! A Saurian warrior never removes her mask! Famous adventurer by day, mighty Saurian warrior by night! Does that sound cool or what?
Yeah, it does. But there's just one problem.
Huh? What's that?
You'll just look like Paimon in a mask. No air of mystery there.
Here in Natland, they seem to use woven scrolls where most nations would use books. It feels so different reading off of them.
Yeah, they say it started with the Masters of the Night Wind when the shamans began recording their tribal history and legends on woven material. As the practice became more widely adopted, the number and variety of stories grew.
Oh, Paimon should make a record of all our adventures as well. That way, if you ever start a tribe called the Travelers, you'll have your very own historical record. Plus, it could make a really cool cape and an extra blanket when you're camping in the wild.
That would make for one weathered chronicle.
Word is that speed's of the essence when doing archaeology work with the Children of Echoes. Why's that?
It's probably because this place is absolutely overflowing with relics.
But isn't that a good thing?
Well, more relics means more competition. Imagine you saw a really cool stone slate one day and planned to come back and grab it the day after, only to show up the next day and find someone else had already beaten you to it.
Huh. Paimon still doesn't get it.
Okay, here's another analogy. Imagine one night you're all ready to dig into a delicious snack, but then you find a piece of it's missing.
Yeah, that'd be terrible. Wait a sec, that's exactly what happened last night! Anything you want to confess, traveler? Paimon's heard that even in Natland, there are lots of ways to resolve conflict that don't involve contests of strength.
Really? In the nation of war?
Yeah, like apparently some people in the Children of Echoes settle their disputes by holding a dance-off.
A dance-off? So, they mutually decide on a time and place
Uh-huh.
and just dance their socks off?
Mm-hmm.
Until one person gets so exhausted they can't get up anymore?
Yep. Wait, what the... Hold on, that is a contest of strength. The Natlanese seem to do a lot of doodling everywhere. Except they don't call it doodling, do they? They call it, flow something.
Phlogiston engraving. But strictly speaking, that refers to the engraving of special stone tablets. What you're talking about is just regular graffiti. Take this one, for example. It basically just says, "You're in Nanatskayan territory now. Children of Echoes for the win."
That's pretty fun. Now Paimon wants in. Shall we do some graffiti of our own?
We sure can. But what do you think we should draw?
Well, that's easy. A portrait of the best travel guide in all of Tibet. Now, let's see. Ah, there! Put it right there on that cliff face.
Oh, so you want me to do the honors, huh? All right then, let me think about this. Yep. First, we need to capture that classic Paimon facial expression. Seething with rage.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what? Oh, you know what? Forget it! Paimon has decided to find a professional Natlanese graffiti artist instead!
The Natlanese seem to have a genuinely close relationship with their Saurians.
Yeah, they're true companions, just like us! Inseparable wherever they go.
So, let's say there was a competition between you and the Saurians. Who do you think would win the title of champion companion?
What sort of question is that?
I mean, the more I think about it, it's like you can't burrow into the ground like the Tepetlosaurs, and you don't fly as fast as the Cuckoosaurs.
Hey! You're thinking about this all wrong! For starters, Paimon flies way faster than any Tepetlosaur, and she's better than the Cuckoosaur at picking out the tastiest chicken mushroom skewer from the grill.
And most importantly of all, Paimon has been at my side longer than any Saurian.
Exactly! Let's not forget who's the best travel guide in all of Tibet.
All right, my trusty companion. Shall we set off on our next adventure?
Actually, now that Paimon's mentioned it, she feels like her chicken mushroom skewer picking out skills have gotten a little rusty. Come on, you should cook up a few so Paimon can practice. Have you noticed the makeup that Natlanese people wear? Or body paint or tattoos or graffiti or whatever it's called? Anyway, it looks really cool.
I have noticed. Body paint is right, although it's not just any old paint. Apparently, it contains phlogiston.
Wow, really?
Yup. If you're interested to try it out, I'm pretty sure they offer a body painting experience specially for tourists. But they just use normal paint for that.
Oh, well, since we're here, why don't we try it? All part of the experience.
Sure thing. You'll need to pick a color palette and a motif first, though. Each tribe has its own style.
All right, Paimon chooses... Paimon chooses... Oh, they all look so cool. Choosing between them is impossible. Choosing is losing. Paimon will take them all.
Wow. Today I learned that Paimon is a maximalist. Well, I'm sure some people would say less is more, but I say, you do you, Paimon.
What are you talking about? Paimon never said anything about using them all at once. She just wants options so she can switch up her style every day.
Aw, that's too bad. I would have loved to see Paimon with an elaborate arm tattoo.
Stop! Nope! Stop it! No imagining Paimon with an arm tattoo! Not allowed! That volcano is so huge! You can see it from anywhere in Natlan! Where do you think all that magma comes from, though?
One legend holds that an enormous pyro dragon slumbers in the deepest depths of Natlan. Within the dragon's body dwells the world's first flame, burning eternally and causing boils to form on the dragon's back. Every once in a while, these boils spew out fire, which takes the form of magma when it comes above ground.
For real? But what happens if the dragon ever wakes up? Natlan will be doomed!
Yep. And that's why the Pyro Archon gets the tribes to periodically join forces and go pacify the dragon, to make sure it stays asleep.
Wait, what? No, that's to fight the abyss, isn't it?
Well, not if this story from a woven scroll I bought on the street is to be believed.
Ugh, Paimon knew it.
Ha! Ha! Windblade! Ha! Drop! Starfall! Ha! Take this! Lightning slash! Ha! Scatter! Propagate! Ha! Go! Water jet! Hyah! Be gone! Prepare to be blown away! Ha! Shake! Crumble apart! Ha! Thunderclap! Bellowing thunder! Sa! Germinate! Spring forth! Nah! Wipe out! Bombs away! Is this an answer from this world? A reward on the road? I'll keep this close. Let me take over. Look out! This is not the end. Maybe I wasn't meant for this world. Just what will we come across this time? This world is full of unsolved mysteries. There's still a long road ahead.
I'm Chevros, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. You'll excuse me if I skip the pleasantries. Is there a case that needs my attention? The musket is my favorite weapon. It's both powerful and threatening. Sometimes the latter trait is far more useful. The Special Security and Surveillance Patrol isn't involved in regular patrol duties around Fontaine. The people we're after aren't exactly the type who just pop up on the street. Oh, Feastos are just the best snack. They're easy to carry with you and go with so many sauces. Actually, I'm gonna go buy some. Be right back. Don't worry, my musket can still fire in the rain. Some criminals try to use the sound of thunder to conceal gunshots, but that trick doesn't fool my ears. Oh, hold! I need to service my musket before the mechanism freezes. What nice weather. Especially good for keeping an eye on things. What nice... With this wind, I'm afraid even my bullets might get blown off their mark. The sheer vastness of the desert is perfect for keeping certain things buried and out of sight. The sheer vastness of the... Good morning. I was just about to do a few rounds of strength training. Do you want to join? The Special Security and Surveillance... Afternoon? Do you want to grab some food with me at the Special Patrol's mess hall? The food there really fills the stomach. Another day of work over, and without any huge disasters to boot. Ooh, let's grab a midnight snack. I'll lead the way. Good night. I'm also going to turn in soon. I really hope nothing too serious happens while I'm asleep. The Special Security and Surveillance Patrol deals with a whole host of heinous crimes and dangerous criminals. As such, the methods we employ to enforce the law can be a bit on the harsher side. Harcourt really did it. He arrested Milas, even though she was his true love. Oh, I have to admire him for that. Although, did Milas really do anything wrong? All she did was find some jewelry and sell it off. I guess it didn't belong to her, but it's hardly the heinous crime that the aristocrats made it out to be. It's hard to know what justice should look like sometimes, isn't it? Although our organization belongs to the Maison Gardiennage, the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol makes little use of Gardamex. As for the reason, well, let's just say those cumbersome machines would only get in the way of our bullets. Sorry, I'm not great at talking to people. Well, talking to people outside of an interrogation room, that is. If there's anything you want to know, please just ask. Perhaps training, or target practice. If I really had to say, though, it would be reading crime novels. Oh, that reminds me. I should grab the latest copy of the Murder Files. I really hate wasting time learning frivolous pieces of etiquette. My time is better spent keeping criminals in check. I love anything full of grease and sugar. Food like that provides me with ample energy during the workday. Plus, it's a real mood booster. But on my days off, those fat-inducing foods become my worst enemy. That being said, absolving the world of their existence also comes with its own pleasures. Ugh, I can't really handle eating raw food. If I'm gonna eat it, then it has to be fully cooked. It's delicious. But it seems I've already had a few bites too many. I'll have to work it off with extra training. Much better than what we get in the Special Patrol's mess hall. It's filling, but doesn't leave you wanting more. An excellent dish in my book. Not bad. I feel my aim getting steadier by the minute.
Stop right there! Drop your weapons! Final warning! You asked for it! Justice will prevail! Hands where I can see them!
Look what we have here. There better not be any contraband in here. At ease. I don't believe this counts as theft.
You had a choice.
At ease. I don't believe this counts as theft.
You had a choice. No respect for the law. Your crimes are evident. Back in formation. Hold your positions. The arc of justice is broken. They're still out there. This can't be the end. Do not attempt to resist!
All right, team, let's move it out. A little extra training never hurts. Armed and ready.
Xinyan's the name and rock and roll's the game! And I'm the only one who plays it in Liyue Harbor. Been thinking about staging concerts elsewhere lately, but... well, word is that you've been all over the place, traveler. So, what say you sign me up for your world tour? Anywhere's good. If there's fire in your soul, you gotta rock and roll. So come on, let's get moving. I just came up with an awesome new riff. Wanna hear it? Whatever's going on over there looks pretty rock and roll to me. Oh, it's really coming down. It'd be all sorts of bad if my guitar got wet. This rain ain't clearing anytime soon, but the show's still on, people. How do we attract more folks in this weather? Right. How about we stage a rock till you drop snowstorm endurance challenge? Gotta find some cover quick, or my hairdo's gonna fall apart. Morning. I was just warming my voice up. We're in real good shape today. All right, that's a wrap. If there's nothing else, I'll go take a nap somewhere. Almost about to go live over here. You coming? Me? Oh, I've got a guitar to maintain, tunes to rewrite. I mean, I just got off stage. There's no way I can sleep right now. Not afraid of me, are you? Some folks say I got eyes like knives, that I don't wear my clothes right, that I don't speak right. They give me a pretty wide berth, too. Really, can a girl sport her own style without being looked at like she's some weird creature out of who knows where? Rock and roll came to Liyue from Fontaine, so I guess you could call it a new thing. But it's not too hot around here. Most think it's an awful racket not fit for human ears. And that's why I appreciate everyone who does come listen. You want to hear me play? Come to the front. It sounds best from there. All right then, coming at you from the one and only rock stage in Liyue. You ever heard of opera? It's what those rich guys listen to at their banquets. It's all tenor this and falsetto that. Getting so uptight about music. Ugh, it's just not rock and roll. My favorite stage outfit's one I made by hand out of silk flowers. You must have seen those flowers before, haven't you? Passion red they are. A perfect match for my music. You want to know more about me? Well, aren't you just odd? Most people would do just the opposite. Well, where should we start? I guess we'll start with rock and roll. Hobbies? Rock and roll, of course. You ever have that something you put your all into? When everything you love comes together into one thing, the place and time loses all importance. You just need to enjoy it to the fullest and express yourself to your heart's content. I can never get enough of that feeling. I send children a-crying every time I accidentally lock eyes with them on the road. If only there was a way to make me look a little less scary. But I've tried everything and nothing sticks. The lunch down at the Lua Dockyards rocks! Oily, meaty, bit skimpy on the vegetables, but I could never get tired of it. Oh, far as I'm concerned, a whole day in the dockyards is worth it just for the lunch. Not that I'm picky, but I can't stand bland food. If it's supposed to be salty or spicy, make it salty or spicy. You can't have a good time if you don't go all in on the flavor. Even if all I had on hand were enough ingredients for one serving of jewelry soup, I'd make sure I'd do right by them. Wow-wee! You've rocked my socks off with this one. I'm moving to the groove of your awesome food. Mm-mm. The taste ain't bad, but it's lacking that special spark. I can help you with the presentation if you want. You don't mind if I add a little something to spice things up, do ya? That's the groove, all right. That's what I'm talking about. Feel the beat. Power chord. Pyrotechnics. Time to rock. Shred till I'm dead. Amp it up. Time to celebrate. Ready? Oh, this rocks. Time to celebrate. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this rocks! Woohoo! Let me hear ya! That was just the intro. All right, that sounded kind of bad. I'm used to this much. Rockin' to the rescue. Hey now, don't rock till you drop. The beat's all missed. Didn't make it to the chorus. Went out of tune. Not cool. Hey, not the guitar. I'm taking the stage. Oh yeah, rock on. Let's jam.
My name is Yan Fei, top legal expert in Liyue, and for the avoidance of doubt, no one else comes close. From commercial litigation, to civil mediation, to criminal lawsuits, I'm fully versed in every area of the law, and I guarantee you a swift and satisfactory conclusion to your case. My contact details? Where should I write this down? Paper will just get lost, and it'll only rub off if I write it on the back of your hand, so... Aha! I know. I'll just write it here on the close of this... whatever this thing is that follows you around. I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance. Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline in its own right. The case before us is a strange and unprecedented one indeed. Rain! Oh, Lord of Geo, please do us a favor and clear this up at your earliest convenience. I submit that we cannot afford for the codices to get damp. What kind of injurious weather is this? It's cold. Achoo! This weather's got me in the mood for reciting some laws. Let's see. Commercial Law of Liyue, Chapter 27, Section 6, Article 3 stipulates that... Wait, what was it? Oh my goodness, I've completely forgotten. What is wrong with me today? I have to head out this morning to meet a client about a creditor dispute, but I also have to follow up on a consultation from last week by noon. All right, time to get to work. I'm a little sleepy. I know, a vigorous debate should wake me up, and I've got just the topic. The Northland Bank's presence in Liyue does more harm than good for our economy. So, are you for or against? The night market? I was planning on organizing some files this evening, but if you're going, I can join you. Oh, I should mention, lots of vendors go for the hard sell in the evenings because they want to be able to start with fresh produce the next day, but also don't want to lose profit on what they have left today. So, leave the negotiating to me, and if you have any leftovers, those can be my fee. Need a cure for insomnia? Let me read you the history of the development of Liyue's legal system. None of my friends have ever lasted longer than 20 minutes. Oh, you want something more fast-acting? Then I'll recite from the legal codices. Let me know in the morning which section I got to before you fell asleep. Okay, here I go. You think I come across as quite imposing when I'm reading through case files? Huh. Well, that's only when I'm in work mode. It's like I have an invisible switch. Flick it one way and I'm in normal mode. Flick it the other way and I switch to work mode. Surely you must have a switch like that too. You want legal advice from me? Sure. For legal opinions, I charge a flat rate of 6,000 mora. For advisory services, my hourly rate is 180,000 mora. And for commercial law, I charge 710,000 mora per case. Final quote and commission rate depending on the details of your case. Not a bad deal, right? The Historia Naturalis Liyue has an entry about a waterborne plant called the horsetail. It claims that the horsetail is a medicinal herb that stands alone on the banks of Dihua Marsh. Its color is that of the clouds at sunset. Apparently, if you grind it into a powder and mix it into your ink, it makes your writing water-resistant. But it's a shame. I've been to Dihua Marsh at least 100 times, and each time I end up with baskets and baskets of the common purple variety, but not a single one of the kind that the book describes. A client? Very pleased to meet you. Here's my card. I'm afraid I can't leave my desk today. If it's a dispute we're dealing with, then please bring the relevant parties here to see me. Let me just give you a breakdown of my fees. One moment. Huh? You came just to chat? No fee necessary then. So just to clarify, you came to chat as friends with a legal expert that you've never met before. Care to explain? My hobbies are reading and appraisal. Reading begets knowledge, appraisal improves judgment. As such, I read everything and appraise anything. If you don't believe me, bring something over sometime. If there's a market for it, my estimate won't be far off. Take this stone, for example. Must be, 600 mora. My friends from the communications office often get me to go fishing with them. They say it's to exchange angling tips, but deep down, everyone's keen to show off. I've gotten the better of everyone 100 different ways, but they continue to scrutinize my business. After so much success, it's gotten a little embarrassing. So every time, I end up taking advantage of my ingenious acting skills to make myself seem humble, you know? What's with the face? Are you doubting me? Oh, on that note, let me recommend my one true love. Tofu. Tofu all the way. Light in flavor, tender in texture, not to mention smooth and nourishing. It goes well with all manner of soups and dishes, and more importantly, it's available throughout the seasons. Beauty over complexity. Tofu dishes are my kind of flavor. I don't like cold dishes. Maybe it's because I rarely eat them. When I would get home late, my father used to keep a lantern lit for me. He'd hear me coming and ask me if I was hungry. In his words, the best dishes are served hot. Tastes pretty great. Seems like you did your homework when it comes to the unwritten law of tofu. There's a saying in Liyue, food is life. I gotta admit, the supporting evidence is pretty compelling. Ugh. I got it. I'll put it back on the fire for a bit. That'll do the trick. Boom boom! Great! Motion to compel. Time for your arraignment. Wrath of the Flame. Inadmissible evidence. Ooh, we can definitely write this off as incidental gains. Remarkable condition. Huh. Let's appraise the value on this. Objection. Keep within the law. But my defense was watertight. Hey, leave it to me. The verdict is emergency measures. It's a hung jury. The law has loopholes. I object. Next time, be sure to make a proper appointment. I charge a higher rate to meet outside the office. Ready for trial.
I am Kujo Sara. You may forget my name, but this you must know. On my watch, Inazuma will always be defended, and the will of the Shogun will always be done. Deity or demon, if you make an enemy of me, you will be struck down. Oh, don't be so nervous. I've agreed to fight by your side, and I will honor that commitment. I may be uncompromising on matters of great importance, but on most other things, you'll find me quite easygoing. To strike your foe takes unity between mind, arrow, and bow. To manifest eternity per the Almighty Shogun's will. That is what I aspire to. The duty of a Tengu warrior is to watch over the mountains and forests, while that of the Kujo clan is to guard Inazuma. These two are of the same ilk. The sound of rain masks the enemy's footsteps. Stay alert. Listen. Thunder speaks the will of the Almighty Shogun. I would like to catch a snowflake, but once you have them in the palm of your hand, they melt away all the more quickly. The skies are clear, and the sun is bright. Fine weather for a showdown. Good morning? You mean you only just got out of bed? This is already quite late by my standards. I typically rise well before daybreak. I am not in the habit of resting at noon, but if you wish to do so, I will wait for you. Good evening. You know, in Hanamizaka, the sight of the sakura by night is quite splendid. I never tire of it. Go and rest. I will stay here and keep watch. I am grateful to Takayuki. The Tenryo Commission is all I've ever had to rely on, and I will do everything within my power to defend my family's honor. You want to know? Though you present, I am grateful to Takayuki. The Tenryo Commission is all I've ever had to rely on, and I will do everything within my power to defend my family's honor. You want to know about the Tenryo Commission's code of conduct? Loyalty to the Raiden Shogun, of course. That is also my life's creed. Though you present an unstable factor in the Almighty Shogun's eternity, unstable does not have to mean a threat. So I am not your enemy. But I will be watching you at all times. During a previous assignment, a vendor in Hanamizaka gifted me a kind of spinning top, called the Solo. It's a toy that you can play with when you're by yourself. I was quite taken with it, so I kept it. You want to play with it together? But do you know what the most? During a previous assignment, a vendor in Hanamizaka gifted me a kind of spinning top, called the Solo. It's a toy that you can play with when you're by yourself. I was quite taken with it, so I kept it. You want to play with it together? But that would defy the principle on which the Solo is based. Respectfully, I must decline. Do you know what the most distinctively Inazuman item of all is? No, it is not a blade of any sort. It is a lacquerware carving of the statue of Her Excellency, the Almighty Narukami Ogosho, God of Thunder. They are handmade by old and skilled lacquerware craftspeople, and nearly every single home in the city has one. My house, you ask? I have 5. Whenever something is bothering me inside, I stand beneath the sacred sakura, close my eyes, and try to calm my mind. When I open my eyes again, the falling blossoms will guide my path. You want to know more about me? No, what exactly? I can't discuss Tenryo Commission business with you. That's strictly confidential. And I certainly can't divulge anything relating to the almighty Shogun. What exactly are you trying to achieve, Me on a... to this day? You want to know more about me? No, what exactly? I can't discuss Tenryo Commission business with you. That's strictly confidential. And I certainly can't divulge anything relating to the almighty Shogun. What exactly are you trying to achieve, Me on a personal level? I suppose that's not out of the question, just unprecedented. To this day, not a day goes by without bow exercises and target practice. From adopting the stance, to aiming, to hearing the twang of the bowstring, none of this is dry and repetitive for me. It is about transcending the me of yesterday. I wouldn't call it a hobby, so much as a lifelong discipline. The existence of a Tengu warrior's wings is an objective fact, as is the reality that they will take up a certain amount of space when standing side by side. So when you say, "come closer," I fail to see how exactly I am supposed to achieve that. I have always had a preference for easy-to-carry foods that provide quick and ample sustenance, such as onigiri, the top choice for replenishing your stamina in the middle of a battle. But that's just a personal preference. I don't dictate what my subordinates have to eat. I generally avoid sweet foods, not that I have a strong aversion to them. Why? Well, sweet things put your mind and body at rest. So if I ever eat sweet things, it's easy to... Essentially, I mustn't slack off, and that's the end of it. No further questions on this topic.
So there is a dish that tastes even better than onigiri? Then I shall be sure to remember its name. I have eaten my fill. Thank you for your hospitality. Oh, no need for dessert. Oh,
My bow sounds in peak condition. One shot is all I need. Quiver! Strike! Flash! Glory to the Shogun! No turning back! Storm the front! Excellent. These spoils will boost morale. Good. Leave nothing of value behind. Restock and press onward. To the bitter end. I will overcome. I'm at my limit. Regroup. Retreat. Life is not eternal. I willingly yield. I am defeated. Again. A worthy adversary. Impossible! They're gaining the upper hand! I will lead us to victory. Let's do this. With you all the way.
I'm Sucrose, a researcher of alchemy. I heard you've been to a lot of places, so I was wondering if you... What am I saying? It's only our first time meeting, I shouldn't trouble you. But if you're willing, I'd love to hear any stories you have about your adventures. I'd really like that. What was that? Oh, it's gone. Can I go take a look? I just need a moment to quickly take down some notes. I haven't been out in a while. The windmills are spinning faster than usual today.
Hey, do you think if an animal put a propeller on its back and started running, do you think the propeller would make it run faster? Or even fly? Snow this big only falls a few times a year. If I miss it, I'll have to wait until next year to run my experiments. So please, give me some space. Yes, I know. I should wear more layers. The sun is already out? Oh, okay. Just one last experiment, and then we can get some rest. Last one, I promise. Humidity levels are increasing. Think we can run some tests? Good morning. Did you sleep well? According to research, not getting a good night's sleep can have detrimental effects on your cognition and stamina. What? I'm always up working through the night? Yeah. Ah! No! Good morning. Did you sleep well? According to research, not getting a good night's sleep can have detrimental effects on your cognition and stamina. What? I'm always up working through the night? Yeah, I know. Can't be helped, I guess. Ah! No! Stay back! Don't come over here! No, it's nothing personal. It's just that this experiment is highly volatile and might cause an explosion. Good evening. Please wait a moment. Experiment 905 has actually produced 2 light excretions, which, for clarity's sake, should be labeled number 1033 and number 1035 respectively. Right. Now, what did you need me for? No need to wait up for me. Please, get some sleep. Something bothering you? Oh, don't worry about me. I'm right at the end of my experiment. I promise I won't stay up late again. Bioalchemy, when compared with creation, places more emphasis on transformation. Finding those little secrets that living creatures have and scaling them up, combining them, the results are always such a surprise. Life really is fascinating. Just how much do we really know? I really don't know how to act around new people. Everyone's personality is different, as are the things they care about. If I slip up and say the wrong thing, I'll offend someone, or sound impolite. Talking is hard. So much harder than alchemy. Oh, you... noticed. My ears are a hereditary feature, quite different from everyone else's. So I try to hide them with my hair as much as possible. I'm curious to know about your background. I was wondering, could I perhaps observe you for a while? I'll be silent, and I won't interfere with what you're doing. Good. This room is where I keep all the bones I'm curious to know about your background. I was wondering, could I perhaps observe you for a while? I'll be silent, and I won't interfere with what you're doing. Would that be okay? If you look closely, you'll notice that the mist flowers I've planted here are all different. This one is the most powerful. This one blooms the longest. This one? Oh, this one is Project 3 version 17, enlargement trial. Its defining trait is that it's a bit larger. You want to know more about me? You must have an interest in bioalchemy then. Whatever you ask, I will be sure to give you the most precise answer possible. Oh, it really is me specifically that you are interested in? I'm at a loss for words. I like things that look orderly. See? All of my research notes are compiled in notebooks of the exact same thickness. All my potions are lined up according to effect and hue. What? What is this purple potion doing here? Sorry,
I need to reassess the order of these potions. I wonder, what is it that you do in your free time? Every time I get a break, I can never find anything to do. I just find myself staring off into space. Time goes by so quickly when I'm experimenting. So how is it that when I'm not doing anything, the days all feel like years? I extract the nectar from sweet flowers to make candy. When I get stuck in a rut, I just pop one in my mouth and my focus returns. Retaining optimal blood sugar levels during research is essential. Once I came to understand more about bioalchemy, I stopped eating mushrooms. You're no doubt aware? Mushrooms grow on that which has died, which in turn makes me think of other such things, and my appetite just disappears. Ugh. So delectable. Time to finish my research now that I feel at my best. I must admit, this tastes a lot better than my healthy meals. Time for me to make some modifications to my diet. Sorry. I have some reservations about this dish. Finally, a breakthrough in my bioalchemy research. Adsorption test. Animo test 6308. Stand clear. Swirl Mark II. Enhanced Animo Module 75. Animo Hypostasis Emulation. Tests appearing out of thin air? This needs research. If only I stumbled upon lab supplies as often. Wow, so many raw materials. A minor error. Unexpected outcome. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. Come here, I have meds. Careful. Think, then step. My research has failed. Need to make adjustments. I should sleep on it. That's not right. Don't break my glasses. I want to help. I can do it. My experiment will succeed.
Kaya, Knight of Favonius. Please allow me to join you on your journey. Guarding you on your journey sounds far more entertaining than any of the usual Favonius stuff. I didn't know you were such a slacker. Seems all the other knights already have their hands full. Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all. Cryo is always far more effective in the rain. This is going to get interesting. How about a ghost story to go with the snow? What's wrong? Can't handle the cold? What a pleasant breeze. I wonder how long it'll last. Seize the day. Hey, fancy joining me at the tavern for a bit? You're not scared of... Hey, fancy joining me at the tavern for a bit? You're not scared of the dark, are you? That's... interesting. Leaving already? See you next time, then. Don't make me wait too long, though. Is the Abyss Order causing you trouble? If there's anything bothering you, you know you can talk to me. If you ever need me, let me know. Let's not make this a transaction relationship. Do you drink wine? Dandelion wine has a unique body to it. Oh, you're underage. You should try Mondstadt's apple cider vinegar. I know just the place. Have you ever seen the Owl of while letting go of none of its own secrets. Quite fascinating, don't you think? The title of cavalry captain is nothing to get excited about. Now that I think about it, the Grand Master took all the cavalry from Mondstadt, so there's none left for me to captain. Wine tasting is an art form. Mondstadt's wine is a gift from the Animo Archon. It's only right that one should learn how to appreciate it. Lonely? Me? Not with someone here nagging me all the time, that's for sure. Sparkling wine is a specialty of Mondstadt. Mix it with 3 parts dandelion wine, and the bitterness disappears completely. This concoction is known as Death Afternoon. Delectable. I can't believe that some people actually drink grape juice. If they had a little more patience, they would find it ferments into the most exquisite wine. So unromantic. Oh, this is quite exceptional. You are full of surprises. You should serve this with wine. It would really add the finishing touch. Ew. Oh, I'm just a slow eater. I'll finish it. Don't worry. Not bad. Cool it! Freeze! Dodge this! Don't get frostbite. Oh, so sorry. This moment will be frozen in time. What's the hurry? Catch the wind. How fortunate. Fascinating. Quite the find. Time to fight back, I suppose. I'm getting tired of this game. You're getting on my nerves. I'll help out, but you owe me. Hey, don't die on me. That's no fun. I'm not done. That was unexpected. This doesn't look good. Don't push your luck. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. This will be interesting. Ready when you are.
Outrider Amber, reporting for duty. Just say the word if you ever need my help. I feel like running. Jean will be upset if she catches us lazing around like this. Hey, there's something strange over there. Come on, let's take a look. Oh no, it's raining. Now my uniform will get all wet. It's raining again. This will hinder our vision. We must remain vigilant. Wow, this weather is awesome. If only the wind was a little stronger. This breeze, so refreshing. I love this kind of weather. So relaxing. Morning. Wanna go on a jog? Can I get lunch with you? It's getting late. Should I light a torch? Agreed. Getting rest is essential. Let's meet here tomorrow then. See ya! Mondstadt Gliding Champion. Yep, that's me. Gliding Champion. Remember that I don't go easy on anyone, even you. The view from the cathedral's clock tower is amazing. You should check it out. Look, there's a pigeon over there. I wish I could fly alongside them.
I'm a pro at hunting, you know. How about I show you some of my skills? Or even better, how about a little competition? Baron Bunny, today is another squeaky clean day. Oh, do you have any idea how to make a decent moon pie? Jean makes the most amazing cup of coffee. You'll have to try it sometime. I can handle anything and everything, as long as it isn't cold wolf hook juice. Ugh, yuck. Wow, this is delicious. You're an amazing cook. Ugh, I wish I was as good at cooking as you. Ugh, I'm just not used to this taste. Sorry, nothing to do with you, of course. Yeah, as fast as riding the wind. Get him! Go, go, Baron Bunny! No one escapes my sights. Let it rain. No escape. I'll race you there. Bet you can't keep up with me. Told you I'd win. That's more like it. Get ready for the gliding champion of Mondstadt. I won't let you down. Opening a chest is like unwrapping a gift. Another target tracked down by Outrider Amber. Wow, these will come in handy. I'll never surrender. Ouch, meanie. You'll pay for that. Take cover. Hey, need some help? Tired. Must keep training. You got me. Hey! Not so hard! That's cheating! Leave it to me. At the ready. Outrider Amber, reporting.
I am astrologist Mona Magistus, meaning the great astrologist Mona. If it is divination you seek from me, then I ask you respect my name by learning it wholly, here and now. Divination is about precisely foretelling one's written destiny. Over-embellishing that fate only leads to misconception. Astrologers must rid themselves of material desires. Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them. Fate is called as such, for it cannot be changed, nor can it be reversed. It can only but be accepted. With rain this heavy, not only are the stars clouded, so too is my scryglass hazy. Which of the starry skies do these thunderbolts fall from? The pure waters of melted snow are optimal for hydromancy. One need not scry to know today's weather will be good. Your arrival is untimely. The morning star has just waned. Breakfast? No, I've already eaten. Noon is upon us. We should eat. I will have a salad, for simplicity is the way of the astrologer. Nightfall has arrived. I will soon be able to begin my divination. Did I finish writing my astrology column last night? It's already so late, and I'm no further along on finishing tomorrow's astrology column. What? You're off to sleep? I wish I could sleep now, too. The work of the astrologer is to show people what fate has in store for them, and that's exactly what I do. There will always be those, however, who are unable to accept what they're told. Why do I write reports rather than using my divination to earn Mora? I would never use hydromancy for the sake of Mora, nor did I learn hydromancy for that purpose. You want to chat? For fun? Oh, I don't usually have spare time for such activities, especially when I have so many columns left to write. Then again, since it's you, it might be worth it. A change of pace once in a while isn't such a bad thing. My hobby, stargazing. In this all-too-real world in which we live, we all need to look up from the dust once in a while and fix our gaze on the stars in a spirit of wonder. My hobby, stargazing. In this all-too-real world in which we live, we all need to look up from the dust once in a while and fix our gaze on the stars in a spirit of wonder. That, plus the whole thing about me being an astrologer. The equipment repair bill is due, and so is the final payment for that celestial globe I ordered. Also, I still need to renew my journal subscriptions, not to mention pay the rent. Which one to prioritize? I'll pay off the celestial globe first. If I leave it any longer, they'll sell out, and then I'll never get my hands on one. Oh, salad. Salad is by far the best food in the world. Cheap to buy, easy to whip up, filling, and it's the most convenient thing there is when you're working on a column or fixing some equipment. I mean, who's got time for a proper dinner anyway? You know, all those overpriced fancy foods. Personally, I think it's uncivilized and frankly dangerous to splash out and indulge yourself every time you have a little hunger pang. So satisfied. Who would have thought knowing you would bear so many benefits? Just to be clear, you're sure I don't have to pay for any of this? I don't mean to nitpick or anything, it's just I haven't quite eaten enough. Let me scry. Shadows of fate. Delve into destiny. Fate is upon you. Written in the stars. Decided by destiny. Scry the sky. We could do with some more fortune. This should cover food and rent for a while. Finding treasure is pretty exhilarating. My vision is clouded. Odious fate. This was not foretold. Do not tempt fate. This is not your destiny. The stars are fading. Destiny cannot be denied. My reckoning has come. Curses! Leave my space! This is destiny. This is how it must be. It is as the stars foretold.
My name is Noelle, maid of the Knights of Favonius, and it's my pleasure to be joining you on your adventure today. Should you encounter any problems at all at any point throughout your journey, please do not hesitate to call me, and I will be delighted to provide you with my full assistance. Yes, starting right now. What do you need? Leave it to me, all of it, whatever it is. What exactly is it? I didn't quite catch your request. You seem tired. Would you like some tea? I'll brew you some. Do you take sugar? 1 cube or 2? Whenever you need me, I'll be there. Oh dear, everyone's laundry is still on the line. May I be excused to fetch it in? Please stay indoors until the storm passes. I will deal with any urgent outdoor business. Such fair weather. Why don't we do a bit of sunny work? Oh, such fair weather. Why don't we do a bit of sunny work? Oh, what sort of work is that, you ask? Well, anything that makes you feel bright and sunny, too. Can you hear the Animo Archon's voice on the breeze? It calms me down whenever I get flustered. Good morning. Breakfast is served. I will be on hand the whole time. Should you find that anything is not to your taste, please do not hesitate to let me know. Ready for your tea break? Please wait here while I get it ready. Oh, yes. I also made lighter-than-air pancakes. You simply must try one. It's my specialty. Everyone has free time in the evening, and that is when I am busiest. Where have Amber's washed hairbands been placed? How many new eye patches did Kaya buy? Keeping track of all these things is a maid's responsibility. In my job, I do the exact same things every day. A far cry from being a true knight, that's for sure. But ultimately, this is all part of my training. And when it comes to training, actions speak louder than words. I'm a bit useless in an argument because I can't really explain my reasoning clearly. People find that hard to understand. So instead, I try to just get on with my work in my own way. But then, they call me stubborn. All I try to do is convince people with results instead of trying to talk them round. Is that really stubborn of me? I am devoted to what I do, but make no mistake, I devote myself freely. A maid, to me, is the most liberating job there is. I'm a chef, a gardener, a warrior, a guide. I can be anything you need me to be. I actually really like the smell of wine. I'm just not of drinking age yet. There've been a few times when I could have had a little taste if I'd wanted, and no one would ever have known. But I resisted the temptation. I feel like the first time you try it is probably really magical, so I want to save it till I'm older. A maid is required to keep everyone's secrets. That's why my favorite flower is the rose. Here in Mondstadt, the rose represents the saying, "As wine bottles are corked, so too my lips are sealed." It reminds me to... What? Roses represent love in your hometown? I had no idea the rose held such a passionate meaning. How may I be of assistance? Oh, you just want to chat? Okay then. Well, if that's how I can help, then please feel free to chat as long as you'd like. My hobby? I really like washing all sorts of things. Clothes, floorboards, windows, you name it. Whenever I see something dirty, I just want to give it a good old clean. It gives me such a sense of achievement. Oh, you mean the things I do in my free time? Same answer. How to get more for your Mora? Last time I went all the way to Lille, I visited every single shop to compare prices, and then carried everything back myself. I won't be doing that again, though. I was on the road for so long that Jean was convinced I'd been gobbled up by storm terror along the way. My favorite is easily a satisfying salad. The best of Mondstadt's natural produce on one plate. Highly nutritious and a low calorie count. No, I never get sick of eating it. It's delicious. I've been eating it for 10 years now. I'm not a fussy eater, but I really don't like banquets. The reason being, as the maid, I'm expected to sample every single dish on the table to ensure its quality. With just one bite of each, of course, but it all adds up. Oh, the guilt. How can you make such a simple dish taste so good? My admiration towards you just keeps growing. This tastes wonderful. Would you mind teaching me how to make this? After all, it is my duty as a maid. This is more than I normally eat in a whole day. Steady as stone. I must leave no stone unturned. Leave it all to me. Time to clean up, as a good knight should. As a dutiful maid would. I'll catch up. Someone needs assistance. All in a day's work. Ooh, wonderful. A little dusty. Best give it a spring cleaning. I can patch myself up. Ugh, that's going back in the wash. If at first you don't succeed. Apply continuous pressure to the wound. Let me get this. You need medical attention. I am a disgrace to the knights, but they still need me. It was my honor to serve you. Ugh, I missed a spot. Oh, how exciting! I will protect you, as you wish.
Hi, darling. Are you going to be Lisa's little helper? What? Me? A grand mage? That was a long time ago. I'm just a humble librarian now. Don't worry, darling. I'll take very good care of you. So... it's nearly time for afternoon tea. Why not keep me company for a while? There'll be plenty of time for work later. Today's no good for going out. Did I say that yesterday as well? Perfect weather for sipping a cup of tea while gazing out the window. When I practice my spells in weather like this, I can do half the work for double the impact. I'm just teasing. Such a calming breeze. Perfect for taking a nap, don't you think? Good morning, Jean. Oh, it's you. Sorry, dear. It must almost be time for a nap. You're still up? I'm getting sleepy. I can see how hard you've been working today. Let me think of a way to reward you. I'm not lazy. I just know to save my energy for when I need it most. I can be your teacher, your master, or your friend. Or all three if you want. Feel free to use the alchemists upstairs from the library whenever you want. But make sure you knock first. We wouldn't want you seeing anything you're not supposed to now, would we? Calla lilies are a medicinal flower with antidotal properties. With them in hand, there's no need to worry about the side effects of any potions. So, which element would you like to learn about today? Hey, darling. Would you like to try one of my magic potions? There's no knowing what it will do to you until you try it, though. Don't say I didn't warn you. The interrogation room upstairs has sat there unused for 2 years now. It would be a much more lively place if Hertha would agree to let me use it as my private workshop. She's such a spoilsport. I like making my own vegetable soup. I put a big bunch of vegetables into a cauldron and stir it with a long spoon. What does it taste like? Here, why don't you try it for yourself? Open wide. I suffer from extreme pumpkin phobia. The fall harvest is a difficult time of year for me, as you can imagine. I wonder if it would be worth the trouble to make all the pumpkins in the world disappear. Well, aren't you just the sweetest? Thanks, cutie. You just made my day. You've really got a knack for this, haven't you? Ugh. Oh my. This is really... You're in for a little shock. Come a little closer. Blitz. You've been a naughty boy. Let's spark things up a little. Surrender and I'll be gentle. Try not to enjoy this too much. No pain, no gain. Oh my. What do you think, cutie?
I have some for you too. I'm a bit rusty. Oh no, I'm gonna ruin my gloves.
Don't force it, darling. Do you need me to lend a hand? Going out is tiring. Looks like I got carried away. I knew I should have stayed home. Don't be such a brute. Here, let me help you. I'll keep an eye on you. Oh, you're taking me out?
Ta-da! Barbara's here. Leave the healing to me. I will not disappoint you. All the standing around is making me so sleepy. Are you tired? Everyone is working super hard. We should be too. Don't stay out in the rain for too long. You'll catch a cold. Whoa! Oh, snowflakes. Look at them dance. This weather is so amazing. I could burst into song. Don't worry. I will not be blown away. Morning. Let's do our best today. Oh? You want to hear me sing? Sorry, the show well, it hasn't started yet. I really want to eat some spicy squid at Good Hunter. Oh, but my stomach... never mind. We had a great day today. Get some rest. To the wind that guides me. When I'm exhausted, bless me with the strength to keep going forward. When I'm uncertain, bless me with the wisdom to distinguish good from evil. When I suffer from injustice, bless me with the courage to fight back. Oops! My apologies. I was just doing my prayers. You need something? My dream is to bring a smile to the faces of all the people in my life. As long as I can help you on your journey, I'm happy. I could never get bored of the breathtakingly beautiful nature that surrounds Mondstadt. I've heard that there are blue trees that exist by the seashore near Inazuma City. I just need to save up a little more and... What's that? You want to know what I'm saving up for? That's my little secret. Sunflowers always face the sun. They're so bright. In fact, my mother sent me a sunflower-style dress. I wonder when I'll finally get to wear it on stage. Knights look so cool when they swing their sword in combat. Don't you think so? I tried using a sword before, but... Oh, let's just say I have zero talent with a sword. The smiles on the faces of the people I've helped keeps me going. Oh, my companions keep getting injured, but I'm unable to share the burden of their pain. The only thing I can do is my absolute very best to heal their wounds. I'll make sure that everyone is healthy. Do you like spicy dried fish? I have 2 in my bag. Here, have one. I don't like anything bitter, especially... bitter gourd. It's a rare pleasure to eat food that suits my taste so well. Today is a blessed day. Thank you for cooking these for me. This time around, you are the one healing me. Oh! Oh dear. I'll protect us. Let's dance. Let the show begin. La 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 la. Ready, steady, go! Come on, we can do it. Go, Barbara, go! I'm fine. Keep going. This is the kind of surprise I could sing about. Oh, look at it sparkle. Things are going so smoothly today. Oh, don't worry about me. I can't stop now. They need me. Gotta keep trying. I don't want to see you hurt. I don't want to see... Please, let me tend to your wounds. I feel a little weak. Why has everyone stopped singing? Sister... Ouchie! Oh no! I'll take care of it. Wish me luck. We can do this.
Trainee Forest Ranger Kale reporting for duty. I will ensure your safe passage through this forest. I think I finally got that line down. I didn't get any of it wrong, did I? According to today's Forest Patrol route map, we need to head here first, then make our way over to there? There's a lot of writing. I'm feeling all right today. I'll take the chance to try to get some more done than usual. Even though when I don't have much to keep me occupied, old thought patterns start to creep back in, and as soon as I start talking about it, the flashbacks start. Even though the rain has stopped, you still need to watch out for puddles. When you hear thunder, it's best practice to stay away from tall trees. Rangers must also be on the lookout for any signs of a forest fire. The weather's not bad. Let's get some sun. After all, it's excellent for your health. The wind is perfect. Not too light, not too strong. I bet Amber would be itching to test her limits in this weather. Good morning. Sorry. I was catching up on my studying again last night. It's quite normal to be out until midday in the longer patrol routes. I brought a few extra pita pockets. Would you like one? It's getting dark out. You need to be extra careful if you're going through the forest at this hour. Are you ready to get some sleep? Okay, the campfire's lit. I'll keep watch tonight. I wandered the wilderness for quite a long time before arriving in Sumeru, and I've eaten everything out there countless times. Edible or not. Since I'm familiar with the wilderness, the work of a forest ranger seemed a natural fit for me when I arrived here. If they did courses in wilderness survival, I'm pretty sure I could pass. Well, as long as there was no written test. Amber's mentioned you before in her letters. I can't believe how much has happened in Mondstadt since I was there. Too bad I had to skip the words I didn't know, so I missed out on a lot of details. Oh, but since you're here now, would you be willing to tell me the whole story? Master is always reminding me that practice makes perfect, so I sometimes try reading some light novels to improve my reading ability. Because they're at least easier to read than Master's essays. But recently, I was reading this book where the main character has loads of different skills. Each one has a name, and I didn't know a single word in any of them. The title? I think it was, Onibudo? Have you read it before? Well, there's plants and animals. There's ones you can eat and ones you can't. But beyond that, it's all much of a, muchness, really? Shh, don't tell Master I said that. Although, personally, I guess I quite like trees that have a hollow in it. Especially in those moments where I just want to curl up in a ball and hide away. Everyone must have moments like that, right? No? You want to know more about me? If you mean about before I came to Sumeru, then, maybe you could write to Amber and ask her about it? Wait, no, not that. If Kaya found out, that would be a disaster. What am I saying? Of course he'd find out. Okay, I'll tell you myself then. I'm sorry. Please give me a few days to work up to it. My hobbies? Sewing, practicing gliding, and helping people. Sounds familiar. Well, that's because I want to be someone that gives people that warm feeling too. In response to the homogenization of crop species, taken import measures, avoid long-term consumption of fungal foods. What is the point of all this? They're literally saying, I don't want to eat mushrooms, but because they're from the academia, they have to make it sound all complicated. Pita pockets are travel-friendly and filling, so they're probably the food I eat the most. But if we're talking about more than just filling, my favorite food would be... fried radish balls, I think. During my wandering days, there were times when I had to crack open wolf hooks and force them down if I didn't want to go hungry, so there aren't really any foods that I especially hate. If I had to pick one thing that I won't touch, it would be mushrooms of any kind. Nothing to do with the flavor. I just, don't want to ever be the one on the receiving end of one of Master Stern lectures. Ugh. It's delicious! Could you teach me? With skills like this, I bet you never go hungry when you're out in the wilderness, huh? Sorry, Master says I'm not supposed to eat anything that looks, suspicious. Go! Go! Fly! Hi! Colin Amba, help! Try this on for size. Just like we rehearsed. It's important to replenish your supplies often when you're out in the wild. Wow, this is so lucky. Glad there weren't any poisonous mushrooms inside. I can keep going. I've been through worse. I'm hurt pretty bad. Don't push yourself. You're gonna get injured. A forest ranger. Forever. No. Not like this. I knew this day would come. How the... Don't touch me! I'll ensure your safety. Everything's ready. Let's go. Trainee Forest Ranger Kale, reporting.